everybody. So last time I made the sky, pretty sky, correlate with the position of the sun, and we got that working okay-ish. It looks okay, though my shell tells me something else, but I think I'll leave that to later, because for the visual aspect I am still missing one important thing, and that is the ground. It's still the ground doesn't correlate with the brightness of the sky. So what I wanted to do today is make the background also turn darker as the sun goes down, because that would make much sense, because this doesn't. So let's go to our code. So today I want to tackle this. Link the ground brightness to the sun's position. And I think I had already made like a variable for that. Yeah, I had made another step list for that. So what do I give with ground? With ground I gave phase. I think I don't do anything with phase right now. Or did I mean phase as in day and night? Maybe. If phase is 0, then step list 1 and then step list 2. Oh wait, step list 1 goes from 0 to 1. Well, step list 2 goes from 1 to 0. Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to change, because that's hard coded, but we've already done that last time with the sky as well, so we should be able to use that. There's also another variable that I want to introduce to ground as a kind of laying the groundwork for future code, unintended, is that I also want to have the ground reflect the season. So another thing this function needs to have is not just, well, phase is not something we could use anymore, so it should go to season instead of phase, I think. And then S would be the brightness. What do I call it in the sky? Well, I still say phase and step. I call it step. Okay. So with ground, I'm still calling it step to keep it similar. Phase I don't think we're going to use, so it's going to be step, and then I think season. As yet again, I was like last time, I want the calculations to be done somewhere else in a different function, and that function calls upon the function of ground to actually display it. So ground doesn't calculate what it's supposed to be doing. It only calculates like what the lead should be, and that's it. And like a while back, Yaravana also said, you know, you could give this, like, instead of 1, make it a 5, and dependent on the season, make it a different color. Like, these things are now green, which is 1 and 2, I think. And then when it's autumn, I could simply turn it into orange and browns without having to change this entire array, because I know arrays are this kind of array is really taking up a lot of processing power, so it would be easier to change this array than to change that array. So that's a good one to note, and we can do that later. We could simply say ground color and change it to something else and give it a whole different array. But that's for future. But then we have step, and then we have season. And I want to get rid of this. But I'm not getting rid of this yet. And this would also consolidate into a for loop, I think. That would simply work. And wouldn't need the faces anymore. So that would work nice. But I might need this one though. In the sense that when we do get to winter, I want like only the branches in the trees, but the rest needs to be the background, which it now isn't. So there's going to be an if statement here in the end that simply checks if it's see-through or not. So we can look at that later. Okay, sun cycle. That's where we're going to get it to tangle with. Wait, let me first see what I do. I simply multiply it, don't I? Yeah, I multiply it with the step list, which is then just going to be step.
Yep.
Maybe I can already go like step. What's it doing? There's a delay on my mouse, which is quite annoying. Okay. And this we're going to comment out for now. Okay, form-wise, this looks good. Base-wise, clamp of ground color. Which is with the shape. Blah, blah, and multiply by the step. Okay. So then we go to sun cycle. This does a something, and here I go to sky. So we want this to be black. I think we have to do it in this one. Right now, we send season. If we grab winter as the default season, we have winter, spring, summer. So we say it's 2. So else we say round. So this is when it's night. Ooh. First come the step, and the step is 0. I'm gonna say season.
Zandrijven. You put it in your own box.
Let's do the same thing for these though. For now. As in, I don't want... Oh, we're going to get in trouble with the layers, because the sky is set here, but it's sky, sun, and ground. Ground is one of the last things that needs to be done. So we need to turn this step into a variable that gets set in these things. So we're calling it ground step. Wait. 0. So it's going to be 0 until we change it. Ooh.
Then you should buy it.
So let's see if that works, or if we already run into problems. Unexpected indent. Cool. At 3, 1, 5. 3, 1, 5. Yeah. I should say it's an unexpected indent. I would, this program would cut, like, give me the indent. Okay. Huh. Is more than 0 do this? It does. Why is it not? Maybe it's because I tell it to still draw the ground here.
What?
Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. No, not there. I'm doing the Forever 2 one, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay.
Sure.
Great. I don't want a ground.
That can take a while.
I don't have. Okay. I wanted to say, oh, there is no ground whatsoever, but okay. I don't know why it doesn't. It paints the sky, but it doesn't do the ground right away. It's because of the else. As in. I need to put it like there. Two, as in the sun is not up yet. Maybe? Is that what was going wrong? Yes, okay. Cool. Okay. We're leaving it here for now because the ground does reset every time this function gets called, so it's always back to 0, which is fine for now. But we're going to get into this mess now. Well, we could use this, I guess. And say, what is it? I already thought it looked wrong. Now I know why. So ground step. It's a step. Same thing goes for this one. And here we say ground step is just 1. And I know I need to reverse one of these, I think. Or do I already do that? I think I already do that. It would be nice if I already did that. Oh, it goes in reverse. Okay. Yeah, of course it goes in reverse. It's the sky. Does it go reverse then on this one too? Yeah, it does. Oh no. Huh? But here it's more obvious that there's a big step in this one when it goes. That it already jumps to half. But on the sky, it's different. So this is going to be 1 minus step. And then at least that way should work. But now I still have the same problem with this one. Let's see. Okay. Looking good, looking good. That. It jumps way too fast into the darker. So let me... So I think the step is too big that it makes. It jumps from 1 to a half, which is too big of a step. I put this print on hold, so now it will only print the step that it does when it goes back down. Yeah, it already goes from 0, 5. Which is too big of a step. It needs to like start from at least 0.8 and not immediately to 5, but also it does that weird thing. And it has nothing to do with the in brackets, because it's... I put it in brackets because of this. I don't have that on this one. So I don't know why it's necessarily doing that. Let's put it in my notes. That seems to work, so I can clean up. the step list. Come on. And I can clean up this. And this is for later. For when I want to put in seasons. There was another thing that I also want to do with the sky, and it doesn't have to do anything with the scaling. It has to do with stars. I'm missing the stars, and I do want to put in a few stars here and there. Nothing fancy, but with the idea that you can see the stars already. So one of the ways I could do that is actually take the sky color and hold it, I think, with the idea that when it goes down, it will stay that color, it will stay that bluish. But let's think about that. Oh, I really need to clean up this stuff because it's... Oof. I've already been thinking, how can I clean this up? And the idea that I could... turn it into a loop, I guess. Into a bigger loop. And it simply goes through these. 0, 1, 2. Yeah, I could. Simply by saying for C in range of 3, right? We're going to see if I'm right. So it's going to be off by 1 though. So this would then become C. Oh no, I don't need to do that. That one needs to be a C. This one needs to be a C. And oh, that one needs to be a C. This one needs to be a C. It's that side. This one needs to be a C. And this one needs to be a C. play first. Let's see if I get into trouble. So far, so good. Okay. So I can consolidate the code this way. That's nice. And useful. So that already makes a difference. Though I can combine these ones as well. Though right now my brain is not up yet. But that also means I can do that with these things as well. This is the sun. Let's get rid of this first. We kind of need to clean up some code because we are say this is C and this is C. Let's check if that works. Always check before you throw stuff away, because something like this might happen. Okay, sun. Yes. 199. Index out of range. Huh? Would that be C2? This should be C. Don't know why there's the 2 here though. That is correct. That should be C. This should be 0. Did I not make that a C? Did I accidentally say 3? Or did it simply replace everything with 3? Huh? Let me see what it does now. Okay, it seems to be working fine now. But that, at least that makes things smaller, which is nice. We can do the same thing for this one. C. 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 And then we say for C in range 0.3 is let's just check to be sure. So we have no moon. But I'm quite sure this will work. Yay! That already makes our code better. Oh, we already got a C here, but this is a capital C, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Cool. I made that, thankfully I made that a capital C. This is a small C. And we can do the same thing for you, can't we? Are we going to put it for the if or after? It doesn't really matter because it does get set already. So we can put it after. And say, oh, not if. We do for C in range. Zero, 3. So we have no else in here yet. Oh yeah, we could put it in here though. Then we have already everything set up. And if then the shape is a 0, or the winter thing, like I said, no, it's right. It was right. I have to keep it there. Because we want the loop to be as small as possible and it not having to go back. So if the shape is more than 0, it should go that way. Yeah. Sorry, thinking out loud. These 4 things are for loops, and we want these 4 loops to be small. So the reason that I put C here is because you kind of like branch out with everything. With an if loop, you branch out. So the else that comes after this, with the if the shape is 0 or less, that it should do something else, and that also includes the C, and then it will only do this little loop until it's done that 3 times. And then it will go back to the big one. But if we had put the C above it, it will have to go back to the C every time. And that's not going to work, because it will just, well, it is going to work, but it's going to check the same value. It's going to check this 3 times and come to the same conclusion. So it makes more sense to put it below it. so that it only does this, checks this once before moving on. Oh. So that seems to work too. Yay! That already helps a lot. Well, that's good. So we made everything more into one. Yay. We still need to do that one. Less yay. Oh, making the numbers. We could do the same thing for you. Don't we? Oh. No, don't do that. So let's see. It's really slowing down real badly. Is that because I'm also running it at the same time? I thought it was running off the chip and not off the computer. But... oh. I'm having the sense that was the reason why the programming is so slow. I'm going to live dangerously. Nope. The reset base, I put it in there because I was frustrated with the background not being black, though later I found out the reason why. Maybe for future use. I thought it was slow because I was running it, but it's still slow. It's still very sluggish. Okay, but at least. Okay. So we did get some code to go smaller, which is good. But still not this code, which is... Because what changes? With every step, this changes. Goes from 8 to 16 to 24. This changes. The day phase changes. So that shouldn't be ultra difficult. It is this which is going to give me problems. It's the 5 different colors. The 5. Let's try this one out for now, because we don't need that anymore. Because this is the point where I have to think about, like I said, the height, something that I want to make variable as well. Right now the width is a variable, but it just goes through this, which is fine. But the height that I want to do is different than the actual height. It's like -2. And I have to consider that I need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
So that has to do with this. And if I take right now, it's correct, right? It's 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. If I take off 2, it's not going to be that nicely spaced anymore. So if I say right now Because I do want to turn it into a variable with the idea that if I ever get like a different resolution of matrix, that it will scale up and I don't have to like hard code stuff anymore, because I don't like hard coding. That's what makes me detest this. But I still don't know how to change that. Because one of the problems is going to be, I can now say, like, grab the height, which is 32, divided by 5, which is neatly 888 every time. But if I have an amount that cannot be divided by 5, what is that going to mean? Oh no, it's divided by 4, isn't it? Because yeah, if I'm dividing it by 4, because the height is 32 minus 2, minus these two, it's going to be 30. And if I divide that by 4, I'm going to get 7, comma something. 7.5, I think. So I need a thing to divide it nicely.
Okay.
So that if it has like extra ones, there's a mathematical thing for that, isn't it? Because if I would... If I have to choose as to where the extras go to in the sky, I would say like the first ones get the most. And the fades become smaller. That way... Hmm. Yeah, 7.5. Because I'm thinking, okay, it's 7.5. So if it was an integer, it would be 7. And then all I have to do is grab the height minus 4 times 7. Then I would get the product. I don't know if it's called product, but I get the remainder. And I can use those remainders to add it to the 7 with the first few. Right? I was kind of like, oh, that's a sky step. No. Sky fade step. Yes. Sure. Height. Divided by 4. Okay, so that should give us then oh wait, it's go like, why is the K so weird? It's not a capital letter, but it's because it uses a different font to distinguish it. Okay. Okay, so now we have like the sky fade step. We can use that here. And then we have the sky fade rest, as in what remains, which should be 2. in this case. Let's put a T in there, or else it just won't work. Two. Yeah. Okay. What I'm thinking about is that I can simply tell it with the first round that if the sky fade rest isn't 0, then add 1 to the range, because that's going to be the thing, to the range, and take it away from the sky fade recess. So this is going to be 2 until it goes like through the first one, then it's going to be 1 until it goes to the second one, and it's going to be 0 for the rest. With the idea that if I had said -1, then they would all be 8, except for the last one, which would be 7. So that's how I'm thinking about this. Okay. So for the range of sky fade step, I still need to break it up then. That's fine, then we'll just do it that way. We're going to do that. We're going to just... go and say if sky fade rest more than 0, then this is going to be sky fade step +1 Oh, we have to keep this in count. That it adding up. Difficult than it should be. Ah, I'm doing it now. I'll fix it halfway through. But this is also going to be similar. Though I have to make this whole thing again. For the else. Don't die. Yeah. Else. I'm wondering if I'm going this about the right way. Nope. I didn't tell you to do that. I just want you to put some space. Yes, thank you. Here. But I also need to do something else. After it's done with this, I need to say where's this -1? Let's say rest. Is sky fade rest? So rest becomes the same as sky fade rest in the beginning. Why am I doing that? Because of this if statement. I still need that value to compare it to these. Maybe it's easiest to copy paste these though. Let's see before I break something. Name height isn't defined. Zero. Yeah, there is no rest. Okay, so it's working right now. Which is fine. So let's make the next one. So if skyrest minus rest is still more than 0. It should be this. Right. we still have to. Could I put this in an array and just say for the range of that array do that? Because then I could also look back and don't need the extra variables to do this. Let's try that first, because that would make this a lot neater. So this would become an array. And most likely we need a for loop to do that. No. But it would be easier than what I'm doing here. It's just no. Okay, we are going to make. Eventually, I want to call that anyway. That's sky fade. Fade. List. Call that. Yes. Say that one right. Let's get this out here. And then we say, if there is sky fade rest, bigger than 0, then we say before R, we're going for R, in range of, that's not how that works. Rest, do, and then we say sky fade rest, sky fade, sorry, list is R is say sky fade step plus 1. Let's get this away first. Okay, so this will run how many times there's rest, and it will add it to this. And then we say I want it to print my list. Right now it shouldn't do anything. Yeah, because... Okay. And if I change it to -2... It's doing exactly what I want it to do. Oh, Arrays, how much I love you. Cool. So this will work. So we can take care. We can take away this. And we can say the fade list 0 position 0. Let's see if I run into errors. No, not yet. But it's still drawing 8, which is
I know.
We can say 1. And here we can go and say for C in range. Should do that here too. This is going to be a lot longer. And that's one of the problems with Python. With other codes, you could say, like, use punctuations to say, this is the end of the line. You don't do that in Python, though.
Yep. Not enough money.
Because I'm going to add even more to the code. Let's see. And the problem with this editor, it will not say that it's bigger. Actually get there. Mm. See, I can say sky fade list, blah 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 blah, but we actually need to add up these ones in the array with every step that we take. Because we can't say, oh, double 8, because it will not work for this one. You cannot say 3 times 8 if it's not the case. Because then it will start too low and we'll have like one black row in there because it is going to get skipped. So what I could do and go like change this into, oh, is sky fade list 0 plus sky fade list 1 plus, which will make this code even longer, which is, it's already a mess to read. It really is, even though I'm using good naming convention. It's appalling. So I don't want to do that. What I could do is, after every for loop, total? Line? Yeah, let's call it that. So here we say skyline is sky fade list zero, right? So then all we have to do here is say the position is y plus the skyline, which right now is 0, which is 8. And if we go here, then we can add to it and say, okay, after this, it's skyline plus skyline 1. So that's 8 plus 8, which should be 16.
How much is that?
And then eventually here, we can say it's skyline is 8 plus 8 plus 7, because we are changing it. And then all we have to do in like this, place. We can just say, oh,
Okay, that's it. Select
it's
back in.
skyline. And that should be enough. Okay. Now while I'm out here. Okay. Oh wait. Grab the 0 with that one. It should be 2. It should be 3. Okay. Oh. Let's add that one too. Or else it's going to be sad. Working? I'm not getting any errors. Cool. Ha ha ha. This looks just nice. Okay. Yay! But I really need to put in some comments because this is gonna bite me if and most likely I can make this smaller too, but right now but the nice bright orange was there, which I like. Yeah. Because otherwise the orange, the bright orange would be like underneath here and you wouldn't even see it. Now, because we kind of moved it up by 2, I wonder if I move it up by 4, then these 2 should not be visible. If I coded this correctly. I do like the bright orange. Okay, yep, I'm already seeing. You're gonna see it better when the green is at full blow. Yeah. So it is working as I thought. So should I ever in the future go like, I want the ground to be higher, then I can dynamically say that the sky needs to stop sooner. And it would still have this beautiful fade and it would still work. I could also get rid of these two by simply implementing them here. Calculating the fade divisions of the sky. Oh. I knew there was something. This is the fade list, which I now use in 8s. Whoops. Which is not dynamic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, which is in 8. And it's not dynamic at all. And it gets cold here. It gets cold a few times actually. I think it gets cold 4 times. Just stupid. what I could do, instead of having like a fade list, is this doesn't work. Damn it. I was thinking I could simply make the fade list say like, okay, the fade list or the fade step or the fade whatever is 1 divided by like the fade list that is applicable to that one. So the first one, it would be 8. So it would be 1 divided by 8. And then would just go with every step that it goes through here. So every step it goes with y, it's going to get multiplied till eventually it hits. Or in this case would be 1 minus that fade list. Yes, that would be it. Which would make this yet again longer. But it would make it more dynamic. Do I have something called fade right now? No, I don't. So I would say for this one then, fade is 1 divided by that. Okay, that's what it gives me. So then it would be times 1 minus fade divided by y. It's not much bigger than it was here. So this should actually work. And here I have minus the fade list, and I could just say fade times and get rid of the -1. So that would actually make it shorter, wouldn't it? I don't mind this idea. Let me... That would kind of take away the need to have the fade list, which I wouldn't mind. It doesn't look too weird. But it does mean I have to rethink the fade every time. Like the skyline needs to be calculated every time. So does my fade. I go here. This should give me a different value. The indent doesn't match. No, I figured. Yeah. See, this one's smaller. Cool. This kind of does make me nervous though, because I'm chasing quite some code. Please don't go bust on me. Because I don't have any times to fix it. I'm not getting any errors. Oh, baby. It seems to be working on me. Let me just let it complete the cycle. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's hard to see on the camera, but it's a beautiful purple orange color for me. Yay! Then we can take this out as well. And say... the cycle back to dawn. Doing that one. And we're calling this. All right. So we're able to make this better. I think I might actually still split this up into like 2 local variables. Plump this into local variable, like this piece, just to cut it up a bit and make it more legible. So that it's in the future easier to get through this. But I'm already happy that I've been able to make this sky a lot more dynamic. Let's take it to extreme though, because that's fun. If you really want to check if something dynamic and still works, pull it into extreme and see what it does. If it's still... if it's still gonna work. You can actually see if the sky doesn't get written, it kind of stays there. That way you could actually like make a sea, which is just a reflection of the sky. Oh, this is really nice. Right, so that seems to be working, and we cleaned up a bit of the code, which also makes me quite happy. Took out some hard codes that we had for the sky, which makes me very happy. We got the ground to color along with the sun, so that's nice too. We didn't get to the stars though, but I think that's for the next time. So we've done that one. So that can go off the bucket list. I'm actually pretty happy. This is still something we have to work out. I'm going to take this out for now. Okay. This can go out too. Because we don't use that anymore. Cool. Okay, for what we might be doing for next time, I think about the stars maybe. Maybe actually also fix that problem with the step when it goes back to dusk, that it makes too big of a step, but I have to look at the math for that, and I'm afraid I can't do that. And we might actually make the moon move, so that we might next time might focus more on night, as in making the moon move and getting our stars into the sky, which would be nice to get that going. But this is already, it looks really nice, I think. As for the seasons, the ground is something I might check off camera, or at least make the layout off camera like I did with the original background, so that it because it's a lot of just finicking around and seeing what I think looks good. So I'm going to do that off camera. But as always, if any of you have ideas, tips, suggestions, please let me know. Because they are very welcome for me to actually get this thing even prettier. And I will see you guys next time.